Yo, what's up, guys? It is currently day number 4 of the $500 to $1,000 challenge. Today it is currently January 20th, 9:08 in the morning, which you guys can see. It is 9:08 in the morning on January 20th. So today we're gonna go ahead and continue the $500 to $1,000 challenge. Yesterday I did take a loss. Yesterday was a loss that I could have avoided 100% if I would not have taken a trade, knowing the fact that my trading plan was aligned. The only thing that was missing was literally just the volume. The volume was missing. There was no volume in the market. We did have a breakout of my zone, which is what I look for, but the volume was not there. So today we have to go ahead and get that money back. So we're gonna jump into the market, and well, I'm gonna jump into the market in about, say, 15 minutes, give or take. And we're gonna go over the zones that I'm gonna mark up, the zones that I'm gonna be looking for, so that way I can go ahead and find out what are gonna be my support zones and what are gonna be my resistance zones, and what kind of setups I'm looking for. So wish me luck, guys, today on the video. Wish me luck today on the trade that I'm gonna be taking today. Today should be a good trade. And today I'm going to aim for the same thing as I always do, the 1-2 the risk reward, but I will hope that I can at least get a 1-2-3 to make up for yesterday's loss. So let's see what happens. Another thing, low key, yesterday I did low key broke my trading rule. My trading rule does need to have volume behind the trade. It does need to be able. I need to see a breakout, but I also need to see volume behind my trades. Yesterday I did break my rules. It wasn't due to greed though. I waited for a setup, which I did get a setup. There was just no volume. So basically, what's gonna happen now is today we're gonna follow the trading strategy to the T. We're not gonna make no mistakes this time, and we're gonna make sure that everything that the trade that we take is it's a correct trade. We're not gonna force anything. We're not gonna push anything. If there is no volume today, I will not be taking a trade. I would rather conserve my capital than to risk it, and I will rather miss out on a trade than to force something that doesn't look like it's supposed to be a trade that I should be taking. So today we're gonna be doing things the right way, and we are gonna hit that $1,000. Whether it's gonna be this week, next week, the week after that, we're gonna hit the $1,000. So just keep in touch, guys. Stay tuned, stay watching this video, because we are gonna hit this $1,000. All right, yo. So it is currently 9:22 in the morning. So let's jump into the market. I already have my zones marked up on Trade Logger, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mark it up on Trading View, since on Trading View, in my opinion, they just look a little bit more clear. Starting off with NAS 100, uh, if I was to go for longs, I would probably prefer to aim for this. For shorts, I could entertain, this area, preferably more like type down here. Holy crap, this is in my eye. It's my instant. So now we look at the 5 minute. If we look at the 5 minutes, we do have some support here as well, but this is way too close to price, so I would actually rather ignore that. Me personally, I would rather wait it out for this top area to be basically violated. We do have some support here, resistance here, so if we push past this level right here, I could honestly be interested into some longs. And if we were to push past down this resistance zone over here, or this, my bad. If I was to push this resistance zone, I'll be interested in longs. If I was to push this support zone down here, I'll be interested in taking sells. Me personally, though, I'm not a huge fan of NAS 100. I like to focus more on US 30. So let's jump over to US 30 in a minute. So yeah, we do have some support right here. I put this a little bit lower below the wick. Me personally, I like to pass every wick possible. So that's pretty good right there. And then if we stretch this out, you guys can see we have support right here, support. So I wouldn't mind taking a trade there. If anything, if we was to take a trade up here, maybe, and we was to be able to pass this zone too, I'll be more interested in holding these longs more than anything. But we're gonna see. As a matter of fact, I would actually be interested in these longs right here. Yeah, so I'll probably go for these longs too, because it's not that far off, So we still have a little bit of wiggle space before any top. So if we push past the support zone, I'm gonna be interested. So let's look at US 30 now. So US 30, let's go back to the 15. US 30 looks honestly a lot more cleaner than NAS 100 in my opinion. If I was to mark it up from this area right here, and then let's say if I was to mark this zone down here, right, this zone right. Let me mark it right here. Cause I'm real literate when it comes to my zones. It has to be at the 12 mark because there's no way I'm gonna be sitting in the front of the chart past 10:30, let alone 12 o'clock. So I just like to have some wiggle space. But we look at the 5 minutes, 5 minute zone. We do have some support here as well. We do have some resistance here and resistance here. It's not a bad zone. I mean, we do have another zone right here that I just seen right now. This zone right here. So we can see we have support, support, resistance, resistance. And then we push past this. I mean, I would rather be more interested in this, but I wouldn't mind taking longs there too. So I may just entertain that. It just really depends. Sometimes I'm a little bit more patient than others, but I would prefer to see longs at this resistance area right here. I would be more interested in seeing resistance. I mean, in a trade from that area. And then as far as this area, I wouldn't mind taking around there. So we gotta see how price plays. We gotta see how price action is. But low key, price action on US 30 just looks a lot cleaner. Yesterday we did take an L. Overall bias, I was shorts, and US 30 did go longs in London session. So it is what it is. It was at 1 a.m. too, so it wasn't even at London session open. But Nas though, Nas at 3 a.m. I believe it was. It did make short. So let me see if I can pull it up. I had it marked right here. 3 a.m. right here. This is London session open. We had some support right here. Pushed past it. Boom, bow, came back, retested the resistance zone / support zone, and it dropped again. I could have easily made my money back that I lost yesterday, but I didn't because I was too busy sleeping. So it is what it is. I don't normally trade US 30 or NAS 100 in London session, but there are sometimes where US 30 London and NAS 100 in London session make moves. So that was pretty cool. But yesterday I did take a loss. It was an unnecessary loss. It was literally an unnecessary loss. Um, but we're not gonna make that same mistake again. I do have my trading rules. I do have my trading strategies. So I'm gonna see what's really popping. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have been uploading the series. I do have a day 1, 2, and 3 uploaded. Day 3 should not even been a thing, like I said, but it is what it is. We do have a day 3. Then today is gonna be day 4 of the challenge. We are trying to hit 500. We're trying to flip 500,000. I mean, $500 to $1,000, and I'm also trying to master my greed. I am a greedy trader. I sometimes when I take losses, I like to go back in the market and try to make it again. Taking 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, unnecessary losses that I could have just avoided by just taking one loss and walking away. So that's really my thing now. I try to stay more patient because the trade that I do take, that one trade that I do take is the trade that, I win. And if I lose, then, it is what it is. I lose. But sometimes when you take one loss, you do see another setup and you just, a second attempt doesn't hurt, but when you pass 2 trades a day, yeah, that's when you're really killing your P&L. So I'm for this challenge, I'm really trying to stick to seeing which setup is the best and to seeing which trying to stay to one loss. So yep, right now we have 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 12 seconds and counting till market session opens. NAS 100 is already making a push up. US 30 is making a push down. So we're literally just gonna go ahead and see, which setup looks the cleanest. Like I said, we're about to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Man, my phone in my hand just in case. All right, let's see. US 30. Oh, NAS 100. I'm taking the longs on NAS 100. That was actually a really hard push up. I'm not gonna lie. So let me go ahead and mark my NAS 100. NAS 100 did make a strong push more towards this level right here. I'll say I got it like around here. Let me put in my stop loss. Let me put in my take profit. And let's see what US or NAS 100 has to hold. US 30 is also making a play at the moment, which I wouldn't mind getting into, but I don't want to take this trade no more. I would rather see this trade up here at this moment, which US 30 is looking to make that move right now. I'm just basically patiently waiting to see what happens. We are low key oversold, so we just lost the US. We just lost the NAS 100 trade. Yeah, we just lost that 100, that NAS 100 trade. That was actually a pretty crazy fake out. This was a fake out. I mean, we did push past my resistance zone. We did have a lot of volume. I could have been a little bit more patient, but the move was already being made, so I decided to go ahead and see what we could do. I might just call it a day there. I don't really want to re-enter NAS 100. Not after that crazy wick that just happened. That was a crazy fake out. That was actually a crazy fake out. I would definitely be interested in US 30 though. I don't want to really walk out with that L, to be honest with you. But I'm not really seeing much of a setup at the moment. NAS 100 is kind of stuck right now, and US 30 also not really making much of a move. So let's see what happens. I'm going to stay in the market to see if we do make another push. That NAS 100 fake out was crazy. What the heck? Let me put this on NAS 100 just so I can monitor it from this screen. Because NAS 100, when there's volume in the market, NAS 100, I mean, trading view tends to be a little bit slow. So I would have actually caught it like around here. Even then, I still would have lost, but I would have at least caught it around there. But trading view normally acts super slow, so that's why I normally have my trade locker open. That's why I normally have my phone in my hand, because trading view tends to be super slow. So for me to be able to avoid that, I just, I pull up my charts. The US 30 is making a downward movement. If we do pass below these, if we do push past below the support, I'm gonna take that trade. NAS 100 is already making that push again. I'm just not gonna re-enter that trade. I'd rather not, to be honest. And then we do have a support zone right here that we are pushing past. But I'm still trying to see what's cooking. NAS 100 making a solid play right now. I mean, NAS 100 is really good for buys right now, I'm being honest. Like, it's really good for buys, but I'd rather not re-enter the same trade that I just took. But it is pushing, though. It is actually pushing. Right now, I could be up at... I could be close to 1-to-1 right now. We did push past the support zone right here, too. There's a good zone right here as well. That if it pushes past this, I mean, that's just gonna take off. It's 100% gonna take off. So if it pushes a little bit more, yeah, that zone's gonna be crazy. Which it is. What's reacting off of it? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a 1-to-3 smack. I'm already knowing. It's just pushing past. Yeah, that's gonna be a 1-to-3 smack. It really had a strong push past this resistance zone. We did close slightly above this resistance zone. And NAS 100 is still slightly pushing up. So, I mean, that should have been a trade we could have taken. But I just, like I said, I don't really want to re-enter a trade I already lost. And then let me see. Can I put that back? And then US 30, I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen. US 30 is not really making much of a movement right now. It's low-key stuck. If I would have caught this here, that would have been almost an instant 1-to-3 in the first 10 minutes. But it's a lot of fake stuff going on in the market right now, if I'm being honest. Which I might just keep it at the one loss, because to be honest with you, market, this is not really moving. This one keeps going back and forth. I just don't really see a play being made right now. So let me pull up my trade locker. My trade locker, close balance. We are, last 24 hours. I was about to say last 24 hours. So today we have a $70 loss for today. Not an 80, but $70. So we lost 1% again, which is fine. It's completely normal. It's part of the game. We do take losses. As long as we don't take too many losses. That's really what's important. So right now we do have currently one loss. Well, two losses back to back, to be real with you. It did retrace that support zone, newfound support zone. Could push up, but I'm just really not gonna risk that trade. I'm really not. I don't really see a reason for me to risk that trade. And then NAS 100, US 30 is still not moving anywhere. So to be honest, guys, I don't think today's really is a good day to be taking a trade. The only reason I took this trade, like I said, was because it did have a strong push in the first minute, which we can go back and check it out. The first minute we did have a good push. I did enter at the push. By the time I looked at my trading view, I was already damn near up here. So by the time I hit the buy button, I was a little bit up there. But I normally I would take my trade, or normally I would take my buy and around this area, like once it starts pushing. But I did miss it just by a little bit. But even if I would have taken it here anyways, I would have still been wicked out. It is what it is. Today was straight up fake out. Um, Nothing really much I could do about it. I'm not gonna re-enter this trade just because I don't really feel comfortable taking this trade. Me personally, I'm not comfortable with taking this trade. I did take a loss, so it is what it is. And then US 30. It is refilling that wick, but it's just not really a smart play for me to be making right now. So I might just take my loss and walk away. Like I said, I'd rather preserve my capital than to take unnecessary losses. US 30, NAS 100 pushing back up. This is newfound support zone though right here. This is literally a newfound support zone right here. So for whatever reason, it was a push past. If it was a push past above that support zone right here, it could be another good trade, but I don't know, bro. I just don't really want to over risk it. You know what I mean? There's really no point in me risking it too much. Let's see what happens if I was to put one right here. Holy Jesus, that's a lot. Yeah, I would have to push past this support zone in order for me to. But it's not a bad trade because we do have a lot of imbalances here that has not been mitigated whatsoever. This all this space right here has to get mitigated at one point. All this space right here has to get mitigated at one point. This is just a bunch of this is literally all liquidity. All of this right here. Let me see. Hello. What's the word? Alt shift. Oh, I was pressing the wrong one. All of this right here is literally some liquidity. That's all liquidity. This is all liquidity right here. It's just bound to get taken out one day. I just don't know if today's the day. As you guys can see, we did push past that support, that resistance zone again. It is newfound support. Price is literally talking to me right now. Yo, guys, this is newfound resistance zone. So I think I will basically, I'm basically good. To be honest, today doesn't seem like a good trading day. Today seems like one of those days where if I was to try and go back into the market and try to take another trade to get my money back, I would just lose more money, and I'm good. As you guys can see, this is a strong resistance zone. Price came in, rejected right off of it. The only trade I would be interested in taking is if price comes all the way down here and pushes past with some volume, or if price pushes above this support zone. This resistance zone. That's the only way I would do it, but it doesn't seem like it's happening. So, and it is already 10 minutes past near market session open, and I'm low key. I don't like being in the market for more than 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes really. So I'm gonna see what happens the next 4 minutes, but if this next 5 minute candle doesn't close above this, slightly above it, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and call it a day. I did take one loss today, and I already explained why. Like I said, we have a support, low key resistance, push past through it. Now we have support, support, support. Some support, not really, but hasn't pushed past this. We do have support down here, and then we have resistance right here. Resist, support, 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 resistance, resistance right here, and we did have a strong push past it. You know what I mean? Old me would have freaking put the trade right here where the 5 minute candle closed, but I learned that not every day or every time I do that is gonna bring me a win. So, I try to get in as fast as I can to try and catch as many pips as I can. Let me see something. If I would have taken the break above this high, nah, it wouldn't have worked anyways. Today was just an L. There's really no explaining it. We push past this. We have volume, and we just got faked out. That's basically what it is. It is what it is. We got faked out in the first 5 minutes. Probably like the second, third minute that we got into the trade, we took a loss. So right now the account is sitting at $459.47. So we are being backtracked a little bit, but like I said, it is what it is. We're not gonna force any trades. Right now we still have another 2 minutes to close, and this zone right here is completely irrelevant to me now. It's completed, so it's really up here or down here. Nas is playing with this zone right here, so I feel like this zone is just no longer an interest. We did push past this zone right here, and we closed above it, but again, we got faked out. It literally grabbed probably this liquidity right here, started pushing back down. Today it's just not a clear day to be trading. Today I'm going to put my big boy pants on, and I'm going to make the right decision. And that's what you guys need to do. You guys need to make the right decision. Sometimes you don't need to go back into Trade Locker or MetaTrader, wherever you're trading at, and you don't need to go back and hit that sell or buy button. You need to know when it is that it is time for you to get out of the market. Right now, I know that for me personally, US 30, as you guys can see, is not making any moves. NAS, it's stuck. We're all stuck. I'm going for a 1 or 2. I'm either going to hit stop loss, I'm going to hit take profit. But at the end of the day, I know that today we're not making no moves. Honestly, this candle right here, we could take off. We could hit take profit. I'm not gonna risk it though, because as you guys can see, we did push above, broke below. Pushed above, broke below. Push back above. Who's to say that it's not gonna go back below again? You know what I mean? Same thing with US 30. US 30, we had all this support right here, all this, and to be honest with you, let me see. Oh, that could have been a TP smack if I would have done it on the 1 minute. I ain't gonna lie. Even if I did it like right here, right? Let me see. Even if I did it right here, you know what I mean? Past all this, I would have hit TP smack. But I don't trade on the 1 minute. That's the thing. I don't trade on the 1 minute, guys. What's the 5 minute looking like? Are we gonna do a push? I don't know if I even want to take this trade. I might get into this trade. Let's see how it closes. I'm looking at my chart right now. I don't think I'm gonna. It closed literally in my box, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take that trade. Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass. I'll pass on that. So yeah, today it's just not really a good day to be trading. It's just we're just not really making any moves. We did push past. We did push past. Look at that. I would have been taking a loss already. That would have been a second loss. So that's what I'm saying. You guys gotta not be greedy. Don't be greedy. You know, learn to literally, up and swipe away. And while you're at it, swipe away. And while you're at it, guys, go check out my new YouTube video, NFSA. I might even link it in the description below. I just uploaded another car vlog. I'm a car enthusiast. Anyways, you guys have to learn when to walk away from a bad day. You know what I mean? It's not every day is a trading day, Today I could have avoided this loss, but there's really no avoiding, I made that shot. I made that call, I told myself, hey, you know what? We're pushing past this resistance zone. We're doing good. Take the trade. I took a L. It is what it is. Two L's that yesterday's L was unnecessary so I'm at really 2 L's for the week so far, but it is what it is. We still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to try to catch a dub. So I'm gonna end the video with that. You guys can take that what you want. You guys are either gonna learn with me or you're gonna fail without me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna learn from my past mistakes,
If I blow this account, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna dump in another 500 bucks and I'm gonna try again, you know, and I'm gonna do it. And then once I get to 1,000 bucks, I'm gonna be doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm gonna turn that 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000 to 4,000, and so on and so forth. So you guys can either learn with me, which this is literally free knowledge, or you guys can fail on your own. I'm literally giving you guys free game. I'm literally telling you guys what it is that you should be doing, what it is that you could be doing to better yourself, how I trade, what setups I look for, what do I look for. I'm literally telling you guys and the most detailed way in this video too. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it off right there, guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys won your trade. I really hope you guys won your trade. That would have been freaking sick if you guys won your trade. But me personally, I did it. So thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it. It's been Wi-Fi Currencies, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, January 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning. Deuces.